I see you. You are sitting with the weight of 1,000 whys. Your mind replays the reels of pain, the betrayal that still echoes in quiet rooms, the loss that carved a hollow space in your chest, the season of lack that taught your hands to tremble, the prayers that seemed to vanish into silent heavens. You have collected these moments like stones, and the burden of carrying them has made your spirit weary. You have asked me over and over, why? What was the point? Was it all just random suffering, cruel and meaningless? And in the quiet, a terrifying thought has whispered, what if it was for nothing? I am here right now in this space between your breath and your doubt to speak a word that will change everything. Nothing was wasted. Not one tear, not one long night, not one ache. You have been keeping a record of your pain, but I have been keeping a ledger of your strength. Every moment you endured, I was not just watching, I was documenting. I was recording the fidelity of your spirit when the world turned away. I was measuring the depth of your trust when the foundations shook. I was preserving the purity of your hope when the evidence contradicted it. That ledger is now full, and the balance is about to be revealed in your favor. You feel like you've been walking a maze in the dark, taking turn after turn that led to another dead end of disappointment. But I have been above the maze the entire time. I saw the destination from the start. Every seeming wrong turn was a necessary passage to avoid a trap you couldn't see, to build a muscle you would need later, to align you with a person or a provision that was moving toward you on a parallel path. The confusion was not a sign of my absence. It was the evidence of a plan too intricate, too perfect, for your finite mind to comprehend in the middle of the journey. You were not lost. You were being orchestrated. Think of Joseph, thrown into a pit by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused and forgotten in a prison. In the pit, he could only see the betrayal. In the prison, he could only feel the injustice. He could not see the palace. He could not see the famine. He could not see the moment he would look into his brothers' terrified faces and say, "You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good, to save many lives." He was living in the individual painful chapters of a story whose glorious conclusion was being written in my heart all along. You are in your chapter of the pit or the prison, but I am already in the chapter of the palace, and I am about to turn the page. The pain had a purpose. The waiting had a reason. The silence had a message. You are not being asked to understand it all retroactively. You are being prepared to witness the revelation. The why is not a piece of information. It is a person. It is a version of you, forged and refined, who is now capable of carrying a weight of glory that would have crushed the person you were before. It is a depth of compassion that can now heal wounds you once only bled from. It is a spiritual authority that can now dismantle strongholds you once only cried about. So today, I ask you to perform a single act of faith. Take that heavy sack of why stones you've been carrying. I see it. Feel its rough texture. Now in your heart, lift it up to me. Do not ask me to explain each stone. Just hand me the sack. Say, "Here, God, I don't understand them, but I trust you with them." This is the key that unlocks the vault. Your surrender of the need to understand is the final requirement for the revelation to begin. You are trading your why for my what for. And what I have for, you will leave you breathless. The revelation is not coming to shame you for your doubt. It is coming to validate your endurance. It is coming to prove that your faith, even when it was small enough to fit in the crack of a broken heart, was never misplaced. I was there. I was counting. I was plotting the course. And now, the pieces are in position. The curtain is about to rise. Get ready. The story of your suffering is about to become the prologue to your purpose. You handed me the sack of stones. You released the tight-fisted need to understand. Now, in the sacred space of that surrender, I begin the unveiling. The first thing I will show you is not a future event, but a present truth. Look down at your own spirit. See the scars, the tender places where the wounds were deepest. You have hidden them in shame. You have seen them as proof of your vulnerability, as badges of failure, as reasons to be afraid. But in my light, they are undergoing a holy alchemy. They are being transformed from records of pain into maps of ministry. Every scar holds intelligence. It knows the exact texture of a specific kind of hurt. It remembers the healing process. Because you have carried it, you now possess a supernatural, hard-won empathy for everyone who will ever feel that same unique pain. Your financial scar makes you an intuitive guide for the bankrupt-hearted. Your betrayal scar makes you a wounded healer for the forsaken. Your loss scar makes you a companion for the grieving in a way no untouched person could ever be. I did not allow the wound to leave a scar for you to endlessly mourn it. I allowed it to heal into a scar so it could become a sensor, a spiritual instrument fine-tuned to detect and comfort the same hurt in others. Your greatest points of pain are being wired as your greatest points of connection. This is the first layer of the why. I wasn't just building your character, I was building your client list for compassion. The world is full of professional helpers, but it is desperate for proven guides, wounded healers who have walked the valley themselves and know the way out. You are being commissioned. Your scars are your credentials. The enemy meant each wound to make you retreat in fear. I am using each scar to make you advance with authority into territories of pain. You now understand from the inside out. Now let's look at the waiting. The agonizing, lonely, silent stretches of time where nothing seemed to happen. You called it delay. You called it abandonment. I called it incubation. In the natural world, some of the most vital transformations happen in the dark, in stillness, unseen. A seed in the soil, a butterfly in the chrysalis, a child in the womb, motionless, hidden, seemingly inert. But inside, a furious, miraculous work of cellular reorganization is taking place. The form that enters the darkness is not the form that emerges. The waiting was not a pause in my plan. It was the very engine of it. I was restructuring your spiritual DNA. I was dissolving your dependence on visible outcomes and building in you a dependence on my invisible faithfulness. I was teaching your spirit to draw nourishment from my promises alone in the absence of any evidence. That kind of faith cannot be taught in the daylight. It is forged in the dark. Think of the Israelites by the Red Sea, trapped. Pharaoh's army behind them, an impassable body of water before them. In their eyes, it was a catastrophic dead end. In my eyes, it was the perfect stage. The dead end was the only place wide enough, dramatic enough, hopeless enough for me to reveal myself as the Waymaker. Your Red Sea moment, where every path forward seemed blocked, was not a mistake. It was a meticulously set stage. I needed you to reach the end of every human solution, so that when the way opened, there would be no doubt in your mind, or in the minds of those watching your life, about who made it. The blockade was part of the blueprint. The waiting was the setup for the wonder. So connect the dots. The scar gave you a map. The waiting gave you a faith that doesn't need a map. It trusts the map maker. Combined, you are becoming something formidable, a person who can walk into another's chaos, not with a pre-written script, but with a lived-in trust that the God who made a way for you in your impossible place will do it again for them. You are not just receiving an explanation. You are becoming an embodiment of the answer. The revelation is not a voice from the sky explaining the past. It is a new lens in your eyes, allowing you to see the past as foundation, not as ruin. It is the dawning realization that the very things you've been praying to be delivered from are the very things I have been preparing you to lead others to, through and into victory. Do you feel it? The slight shift? The heavy weight of why is beginning to lift. In its place, a new, lighter, more potent question is forming. Who can I now help with what I've learned? That question is the sound of your destiny clicking into gear. The ledger is opening. The first entries are becoming clear. Your pain had a destination all along. It was heading straight for a broken heart you haven't even met yet. Hold on. The revelation is just beginning to speak. The alchemy of your scars is underway. You are beginning to see the map etched upon your spirit. Now, I bring you to the threshold of the most breathtaking part of the revelation, the convergence. Up until now, the threads of your life have felt loose, tangled, separate. The thread of your career, frayed by setbacks. The thread of your relationships, strained by distance or betrayal. The thread of your health, your finances, your inner peace, all seeming to run on parallel, painful tracks that never meet. You've managed each struggle in its own isolated room, feeling fragmented, pulled in a dozen directions, never seeing a cohesive picture. But from my vantage point above time, I have been weaving, not just mending, but orchestrating. I am now pulling these separate, strained threads toward a single, magnificent point. This is the moment where the plot lines merge, where the pain of your past job loss intersects with the passion I placed in your heart as a child, where the loneliness of that season meets the divine connection I've been preparing on the other side of the world, where the financial pressure taught you a frugality and creativity that will now become the foundation for a legacy of generosity you couldn't have managed if wealth had come easily. The struggles were not random attacks on different fronts. They were strategic, individual trainings. For different muscles you will need to operate in unison for the single, weighty purpose I am about to place in your hands. You are about to experience what I call retroactive purpose. It is the sudden, stunning understanding of why each piece had to be what it was. It is looking at the bizarre, mismatched collection of tools in your spiritual toolbox. A wrench of grief, a hammer of rejection, a measuring tape of delay, a level of injustice, and suddenly seeing the blueprint for a shelter you are to build for others. A shelter that requires that specific wrench to tighten a bolt of comfort, that exact hammer to shape a beam of truth, that unique measuring tape to ensure the space is safe for others who are your size. No other set of tools would have been precisely right. Your suffering custom-made your equipment. Consider the life of Esther, an orphaned Jewish girl taken into a foreign king's palace. She could have seen her orphanhood as a tragedy, her displacement as an injustice, her life in the palace as a beautiful but purposeless detour. But when the crisis came, a decree to annihilate her people, her uncle Mordecai spoke the revelation of convergence. Who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this? Her past pain, her unusual position, her hidden identity, all of it converged on a single, history-altering moment of courage and advocacy. Her why was revealed not as a personal comfort, but as a national salvation. Your for such a time as this moment is on the horizon. The convergence is already happening in the unseen realm. I am aligning people who need your specific brand of hope. I am orchestrating circumstances that will require your specific brand of resilience. I am opening doors that only fit the unique shape of your story, a shape that was molded by pressure. When you walk through, you will not feel like an imposter. You will feel a deep, resonant fit, as if your entire life has been a key being cut, and you have finally found the lock it was always meant to open. This is why the enemy fought so hard to make you quit in the middle of the process. He wasn't just trying to steal your joy for a season. He was trying to sabotage the convergence. He was trying to get you to abandon one of the threads before it could be woven into the tapestry. If he could make you give up on the dream during the delay, you'd never reach the point where the delay became your message. If he could make you bitter from the betrayal, you'd never reach the point where that betrayal became the foundation for your ministry of reconciliation. Your endurance was the critical ingredient, and you endured. Now feel the gentle tug. It's the feeling of those loose threads beginning to draw together. A strange sense of synchronicity will start to appear. Memories of past hurts will surface, not with fresh pain, but with sudden clarity. Oh, that's why I learned that. You'll meet someone whose story mirrors a chapter of yours in a way that feels divinely arranged. You'll encounter a problem that, instead of daunting you, ignites a passionate, specific knowing of what to do. These are the early signs. The convergence has begun. You are not a collection of random tragedies. You are a symphony, and every movement of sorrow was necessary for the crescendo of purpose that is about to swell. The conductor's baton is raised. The disparate instruments of your life are about to play in perfect, purposeful harmony for the first time. The why is not a sentence I will speak. It is a song you are about to sing with your whole redeemed life. Get ready. The scattered pieces are moving toward the center. The picture is about to become clear. The convergence is no longer a theory. You are beginning to feel its gentle, magnetic pull. Synchronicities hum around you. Memories now flash with meaning, not just pain. But there is a final, crucial layer to this revelation, without which the full picture remains incomplete. It is the understanding of the witness. Your suffering was never a private affair, conducted in a sealed room. It was a drama played out on a stage, before an audience you could not see. Heaven watched. Hell watched. And a future generation of strugglers, your spiritual descendants, were, in a mysterious way, watching too. Your endurance was not just for you. It was evidence. It was Exhibit A in a cosmic courtroom, proving the sufficiency of my grace. When the enemy stood to accuse you, to say, they will break. They will curse you. They will walk away. Your choice to trust me in the darkness, your whispered, I still believe, through clenched teeth, became a testimony that silenced the accuser. Every time you chose faith over fury, hope over bitterness, patience over panic, you were filing a legal deposition in the halls of eternity. You were building a case for my faithfulness that will be cited for ages to come. Your life is becoming precedent. Think of Job. He lost everything: wealth, health, children, the respect of his wife and friends. His friends theorized about his hidden sin. His own heart wrestled with despair. But heaven was watching a wager between the accuser and the Almighty. The core question was not, why is Job suffering? But will a man serve God for nothing? Job's agonized yet tenacious refusal to curse me, his raw, honest cries that still clung to a thread of faith, was the answer that resounded through eternity. His restoration was not merely a personal reward. It was the public vindication of a faith that had been proven genuine under fire. Your story is a smaller, but no less significant version of that same celestial drama. You have been proving what grace can sustain. Now understand this. Your proven faith is about to become transferable. The spiritual authority you have earned in the hidden places, the authority to stand in peace when storms rage, to declare hope when facts are grim, to bless when cursed. That authority is now a tangible mantle you carry, and you will soon be called to places where that specific authority is the only thing that can break through. You will walk into a room thick with despair, and your very presence will shift the atmosphere, because you carry the settled assurance of one who has seen the other side of despair and found me there. You will speak a word to a situation that has resisted all other counsel, and it will land with weight and unlock doors, because it is a word forged in your own personal furnace. Your testimony is no longer just a story. It is a key. This is the ultimate why for the depth of what you faced. Shallow struggles produce shallow sympathies. But deep struggles, where you were brought to the very end of yourself and found me waiting there, produce a depth of spiritual authority that can plumb the depths of another's soul and pull them up. You had to go that low so you could learn the way back up. And now, you are a certified guide for the territories of darkness. The revelation, therefore, is not a passive event, where I simply tell you reasons. It is an activation. It is the moment you realize your past is not a cave to hide in, but a command center. From this center, you will now operate. You will pray with new authority because you've seen answers born from long suffering. You will give with new generosity because you've experienced my provision in famine. You will love with a fearless vulnerability because you've survived the wounding and discovered that my love is the only thing that truly heals. You are about to meet the people your pain was for. They will recognize something in you, a light that was clearly kindled in darkness, a strength that was clearly tempered by fire. They will be drawn to you, not because you have a perfect life, but because you have a proven God. And you will look into their eyes, see the reflection of your own past anguish, and you will finally, completely understand. The why will be standing right in front of you, asking for a cup of water in the name of the one who refreshed you in your own desert. The ledger is not just being read to you, it is being placed in your hands. You are being entrusted with the sacred duty of stewardship over your own story. Your testimony is now kingdom property, to be invested, to bear interest, to fund the miracles of others. The stage is set. The audience of heaven leans forward. The witness is ready to take the stand. Your life is about to give evidence. The ledger is in your hands. The witness stands ready. The convergence has aligned every fractured piece into a single, gleaming point of purpose. Now, the revelation reaches its culmination. It is not an end, but a beginning. I am not simply showing you the why so you can close the book with a satisfied sigh. I am revealing it so I can commission you. The season of seeking understanding is over. The season of being the answer has begun. You have been looking for a finish line, a place where you could finally stop, rest, and say, "Ah, now I get it." But I do not build monuments to past pain. I launch movements from proven faith. The revelation was the ignition sequence. What comes next is liftoff. The why was the fuel. Your commissioned life is the rocket. From this day forward, you will no longer relate to your past as a patient relates to a disease, something to be analyzed, treated, and hopefully cured. You will relate to it as a warrior relates to their training scars, the honorable marks that prove you are ready for the mission. The memory of the fire will no longer burn you. It will warm you with a holy conviction that if I was with you there, I am with you anywhere. The echo of the loneliness will no longer haunt you. It will hollow you out into a vessel capable of holding the loneliness of others until I fill them. Your history is no longer your burden. It is your briefing. So hear your commission, my forged and faithful one. You are commissioned to go to the ones who are where you were. You will find them in hospital waiting rooms, in empty kitchens after everyone has gone to bed, in offices where they stare at screens with dead eyes, on social media feeds screaming with silent pain. You will recognize them by the look in their eyes, the look you once saw in the mirror. You will not need a script. You will only need to tell the truth. I was there. It was dark, I didn't understand. But God was faithful, and He will be for you too. Your words will carry a substance they can feel, because they are woven with the very threads of your survival. You are commissioned to redefine victory. The world celebrates the win that comes easily, the talent that emerges naturally. But you will celebrate the strength that was forged in weakness. You will honor the hope that was chosen in despair. You will amplify the stories of those who are still in the furnace, praising them for their endurance, because you know that the person being shaped in that fire is worth more than any trophy won in the sun. You will change the atmosphere around you from one of performative success to one of profound faithfulness. You are commissioned to administer the comfort you received. The comfort I gave you in your affliction is not a private treasure. It is a currency of my kingdom, and you are my chosen distributor. When you lay a hand on a shoulder and say, "Peace be still," it will not be a religious phrase. It will be a transfer of the very peace that held you together when you were falling apart. When you pray for provision, it will be with the authority of one who has seen manna appear in a personal wilderness. Your intercession will have new weight, new specificity, because you pray from the trenches, not the grandstands. This is the glorious, overwhelming truth. You went through so much because so much is now entrusted to you. The capacity of your heart has been enlarged through suffering. The bandwidth of your spirit has been expanded through trials. You can now carry the burdens of others without collapsing under the weight, because you learned to cast your own burden upon me. You can now hear the silent cries of the broken, because your own heart has been tuned to that frequency. The revelation is complete. But it does not end here. It echoes forward. It ripples through time. The good I will accomplish through your surrendered, scarred, and steadfast life will far outweigh, will eclipse, the pain it cost to prepare you. The enemy's ledger of attack is about to be dwarfed by heaven's ledger of redemption, with your life as the headline entry. So go. Go, not as a survivor, but as a Sherpa, guiding others up the mountain you once climbed. Go, not as a victim, but as a vessel, pouring out the very comfort that healed you. Go, not with a question, but with an answer. The living, breathing answer of a life that proves God can be trusted in the fire. Your why has been revealed. It was always who you would become, who you would help, who you would glorify. The story of your pain is now the foundation of your purpose. The testimony is yours. The commission is active. The world is waiting. Now, step into your revealed reason. Amen.